everyone, back again to do another interactive pocket page for this ocean journal. I've already done the first one, which is the gusseted envelope, which is this one, which is in the playlist for this ocean journal, which I will link. And now I want to do the next one. I'm going to do this mail slot one next. So it's going to be folded over. The front page is going to be a full mail slot with this inked tracing paper and a slot, I don't know, cover. And then the back side is just going to be straight slots. So let's look at that. So the first thing I need to do is cut this piece of paper down to size. Get those scraps out of the way. So it needs to be 7 1/4 high. And I think that this is the up direction because the scallops kind of look like they're going up that way. So this is top, so it needs to be 7 1/4 tall. 7. And where's the 7? Oops. 7 1/4. I think that's 7 1/4. That would be 7 1/2. Yep, 7 1/4 tall. That side. So it's going to be 7 1/4 tall. Let me just double check that height. Let's see. Yikes. Oh, let's see. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that didn't work out. Hold on. Why is that not looking like it's 7 1/4? Oh, no, it is. It's just shy of 7 1/4. Yeah, unfortunately, right around the 7 is really hard on this. I don't know if you can see it on this cutter. This is the area that suffers because of this right there. But that's okay. So be it. It's close enough. Oh, wait. And it needs to be, not done with that yet. It needs to be 10 inches wide in total. So where's 10? 10 is right there. Save that scrap. Okay. So then I'm gonna just, no, I don't think I need to score it. I will be using the cutter again though. So let's fold this in half. Oops, I just dropped my scissors. 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to fold this in half. So I can tell where my page is going to be. Okay, so that's going to be my page. That's going to be the front. That's going to be the back. It's going to get sewn all around eventually, or at least sewn on. Oh, I guess I can't sew it all around, can I? I can faux sew. I can sew all around this way and then sew it into the, when it gets sewn into the signature, then I'll glue it down and it'll look like it is sewn. So let's round the corners. I think I would like to round the corners on this. Let's do a 1/2 inch round all the way around. I think that will look cool. Like that. Okay, now what I want is for this whole side to be covered in tracing paper. Like that. And I think I'm gonna select this bit that has a lighter, it's not totally, oh, I like that part right there because it's got that little bit of green. Maybe I'll do it like this so that the green doesn't get covered up by the, okay. Yeah, so you can kind of see the shells in the background. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark this. This needs to get cut here, and it needs to get cut here. So I'll do this one first. So this is just tracing paper from a tracing paper pad that's not an expensive pad. I'm not sure where I got it. I've had it forever, but you know, something you get from Staples or Walmart or something like that. And then I used all my different blue distress inks, not the oxides, just the spray stains, to spray this so that it looks, ooh, maybe I should be doing that side. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I'll do that side. Okay. All right, let me do these corners. I don't know how well this is gonna actually, yeah. Tracing paper doesn't cut all that great. Here, let me use a piece of scrap to round the corners because it's a little mushy, but it definitely works better with a piece of cardstock behind it. Okay, so that is going to go on top there. Like that. And then I'm going to cut a slot through. But before I do that, I need to, I want to make a cover bit for this with a slot through it so that it reinforces the paper. So I think I'm going to make it about that wide and that tall. So I'll get this out again. Let's see if I can see my marks. That tall, this high, and I will round these corners. And I will, see, this is, what did I do? About an inch. So it needs, you know what? I'm going to glue it down first and then we'll cut the slot. Okay. Let me ink. What are we going to ink with? Let's ink with Uncharted Mariner on this one. Okay, and I'm going to glue this down. And then I will cut the slot let's get this on as straight as possible. I'm going to bring it closer to me. Okay. Oh, I did it the wrong end. Oh well, so be it. Okay, so now I want to just I used too much glue. Doesn't seem to be reactivating the ink, which is good. Okay, so I need to make a slit, and I'm just going to pre-draw a slit line. See, this is about 1 inch, so about 1/2 inch, and about 1/2 inch. And somewhere around there. That looks straight. That looks straight enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a small hole at each end of the, whoops, no, with that one I'm not. I'm going to punch a small hole at each end, and then I'll cut a line in between them. Okay, so punch a hole at each end of that line. Like that. I'm going to leave that out, and then I will use this cutting board, and I'm going to drop my blade right into that hole and just pull it down until I feel it give, and then I'm going to do another one going up, and I have a slot pocket just like that. Okay, so I will glue this on temporarily. I will just spot glue it on, and then I will sew around. Actually, no, I'm just going to clip this on for now, because I do, pardon me, I do want to sew around here first before I sew around the whole thing. Okay, so that brings us, actually, I'll just leave this off for now, because that brings us to this side. And on this side, I want several slots going down. So I think I want them to be, and I should, you know what, let's do this, well, all marks on the back of this one so that they don't show. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches wide. Perfect. Just the way we want. And if we come in 1 inch from either side, I think that will look good. So I'm actually going to use, well, this, yeah, this should line up. So if I line this up, and then I line my ruler up with the line that's 1 inch from the edge. That's going to be 1 edge of the slots, and 1 inch from the other edge over the other edge of the slot. Now, where do I want, I'm going to get it straight. Where do I want these lines to be? So if we come in 2 inches from the top, let's line this up perfectly here. 2 inches from the top. How about 1.5 inches from the top? All right, yeah, we'll do one that's 1.5 inches down from the top. And then maybe 1 inch, maybe, let's see, 2 inches up from the bottom. And then this is, so I'm just gonna eyeball 2 more slots here. But I just am trying to get everything square. Here, and maybe here. Yeah, so they're not all perfectly equidistant, but maybe I'll do this one just a smidge lower. See, this is why I'm doing it on the back side, because now no one can see my mistakes. Just a smidge lower, so it looks like they're a little bit more equidistant. Okay, I'm good. So we're going to make a hole here, 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 and here, and then I'll do the same basic process. So hole, 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 and hole. All right, now I'm going to use my cutter, and same thing, I'm going to try to drop my, so I can line, this has, I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a wire that the blade travels down, and I can line that blade up with the line I made, and I can drop that blade into the hole that I just cut, and I can feel it wiggle, so I know that I'm in the hole. And then I pull down, and I can feel it wiggle again when I get to the next hole. I can also see that this arrow on the blade lines up with this line. So then I'm just going to pull it to the other side briefly, just like 1 millimeter, and that enables me to cut out a proper slot. So I will do that for all 4 of these slots. I make my first one, I shift the line over a smidge, and I go back up. I line up the next one with the cutting groove, find the hole with my blade, pull down, shift over, cut up. And that's my slot. And my last one, shift over, cut up, and another slot. So there I have on the back my slot pockets. Now you can make strips of tracing paper that will be pockets down the back, and I've done that a couple of times, but I don't think it's actually necessary. So I just know when I'm filling these that I need to fill the tallest thing goes in the top, and that's how I pre-fill it. And I think that works out just fine. I think I'm going to use some speckled egg oxide. Oops, that's not the right one. Oxide. And I'm just going to get the edges of these slots on this one. And because you have that hole at the end, it really does give you a nice little bit of wiggle room, both to ink, but also when you're actually using them, it gives the pocket a little bit of flexibility so that it's actually really pretty easy to get things in and out of these slots. Okay. Now I suppose I could also just sew along. I don't know, that's a future me problem. I was just thinking I could also make this a pocket, this whole thing a pocket, and put a big card back here. But if I do that, it should probably, yeah, it'll be fine. Again, future me problem. Not gonna worry about that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm gonna sew around this slot. I'm going to sew around this whole thing. I'll sew around this whole thing. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do though? One more thing. I'll do that in a second. I do think I will put in a little bit of washi tape on either side of these slots, just to make sure that no extra ripping takes place, just to reinforce those things. So put a little glue down. Again, this is a Crafts Consortium washi tape that is designed to match this paper pack. It's got the little clams on it. So if I just put a bit of washi tape down the side there, then it's just a nice little bit of reinforcement to ensure that these slots don't travel in either direction. There we go. And yeah, I think I did go over the crease, but really not a problem because it's not going to be a thing. Okay, so now, as I said, I will sew around this, I will sew around the edge, and I will sew around that edge, and I will call this a video, and I will just see you in the next video for the next interactive pocket for this book. Thanks so much for watching. Please click like and subscribe and leave a comment. Say hello. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.